Twerking, owning your body, expressing yourself, it's a form of self-expression. It is. But to do it in the name of Black Lives Matter makes it look like a joke. There's a difference between the Chloe situation and this twerk on Washington. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natea and this is Nesthetics, bringing you content that is aesthetic, authentic, and all about activism. Today we are talking about the oversexualization and policing of Black women's bodies. And I just want to start this off by saying, leave Chloe alone, okay? Like, I'm just so tired of the conversations going around about Chloe Bailey on the internet. And if you don't know who Chloe is, so Chloe is a part of the R&B duo, sister duo Chloe and Halle. They are amazing singers. They started off on YouTube doing covers of different songs, and recently, like, Chloe and Halle made their own Instagram pages. Originally they had a joint Instagram account, but recently they made two different accounts and they've been showing their individuality. Chloe, you know, she did the Busted Challenge. If y'all haven't seen her Busted Challenge video, you know I'm gonna put the clip in, okay? Chloe did the Busted Challenge video, and you know, she was expressing herself, and then even more videos and different pictures started posting. She started posting on her Instagram page with her like burning some sage in her underwear, or you know, just doing her. And Chloe is 22 years old and I'm 22 as well, so I feel like I relate to her a lot because we're the same age. And it's just like, why are people trying to police her body and over-sexualize her just because she's expressing herself naturally? Like, I did not like seeing my sis cry on Instagram Live because of the backlash she was getting from the stuff that she was posting. Like, why can't Black women just express themselves the way they want to, whether it's privately or online? It doesn't matter if someone is posting their twerking videos or, you know, whatever videos that are deemed as sexualized, because either way our bodies are going to be sexualized. Women's bodies, especially Black women's bodies, are going to be sexualized whether we're twerking or not. And I feel like we should be able to express ourselves in the way that we want to without it having to be called attention seeking or being called a hoe or being called a slut. Like, I am 22 years old just like Chloe, and I have expressed myself in the same ways that she has, but I just do it privately because that's my choice. And just because that's my choice, that doesn't mean that I should be getting more respect than Chloe is just because she chooses to post videos like that, post herself twerking, post herself doing her busted video. Like, it doesn't matter. It's our choice. So y'all need to leave Chloe alone, okay? Period. Sometimes, like, women just want to express their sexuality, and it's not attention seeking. Like, sometimes you just feel like you want to express yourself and you want to show the world who you are, who you truly are, because like social media is so like fake nowadays. Like, you don't know what's real and what's fake, really. Like, people that's posting stuff, you really don't know who they really are. And celebrities too, like, especially celebrities, you really don't know who celebrities are. So it's like Chloe is really trying to express her full self and not like be put into this box. That's how I am seeing this situation. She's not trying to be put into this box where, oh, you know, Chloe, she's a good girl, she don't do all that twerking stuff, she now out there like that. Like, she is trying to express herself the way that she is, and it's nothing wrong with that. Like, we should be able to express ourselves however we choose to express ourselves. We should be able to be free to express ourselves however we want. And if that ruffles some feathers, if that makes people feel some type of way, then oh well, it ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It got everything to do with us and how we decide to express our bodies and express ourselves. Plus, if a white girl was doing the same things that Chloe is doing, y'all would not be complaining. I feel like a lot of more people are complaining because Chloe is curvier, she has a curvier body shape, and just because she's curvier, that doesn't mean that she can't do things that every other white girl is probably doing, okay? There's probably videos of white girls in their underwear trying to twerk online, but they don't get over-sexualized the way that black women do, or get called a hoe or get called a slut because of it. I feel like black women, their whole lives, they are always being over-sexualized and always being policed about their bodies. Growing up, I've heard a lot of different stories about black girls being told to cover up, especially in their own homes, telling them to cover up because there's men in the house. What kind of men are in the house that need to cover up? Like, at very young ages, like, I've read things and heard stories about black girls being policed about their bodies at very young ages, just because they might be a little bit curvier when they're younger, or they might start developing a little bit sooner, and then people start to assume that they're fast, quote unquote fast, just because they're curvier. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, we really need to stop over-sexualizing black women's bodies, and black women shouldn't have to stop expressing themselves in order to gain the respectability of other people, or for people to realize that we shouldn't be over-sexualized. And just because y'all over-sexualize our bodies, that doesn't mean that we have to stop twerking. We have to stop expressing ourselves and being ourselves, because that's not benefiting us in any type of way. And like, why would we hold back from expressing ourselves and being who we are and being free just to please other people? Like, that don't make any sense at all. That just shows that society as a whole needs to do a better job at respecting black people's bodies, or black women's. That's a whole other story, respecting black people's bodies, but respecting black women's bodies, and not sexualizing and over-sexualizing us. I just don't like how we are labeled as like erotic or exotic, just like in my last video when I talked about the story of this woman named Sarah Bartman, and her body was commodified and she was exploited. It's a whole story, so if you haven't watched my last video about protect black women, definitely go watch that. But because of her features and her curviness, like, she was put on display. Her body was put on display in Paris, and then even after she passed, they put her organs and body parts in jars and still kept it on display for years. And it's like, I don't like how our bodies are always being seen as exotic or erotic. Like, why can't black women just be sexy and not be sexualized, over-sexualized to the point where our bodies are erotic, we're exotic people? Like, no, we're just sexy like anybody else who is expressing themselves in the same way. So all I gotta say is leave Chloe alone, okay? Leave her alone, let her live. She is 22 years old. Please let us black women live and stop trying to police and over-sexualize our bodies, and let us just be happy and express ourselves the way we want to. Thank you. Now, I'm gonna shift into a similar topic, and I have an opposing view about this topic. So yes, black women can twerk and they can do whatever they want, publicly or privately, however they want to do it. But recently, Black Lives Matter, they posted this video last month of this black woman twerking, a part of their series called Twerk on Washington. And they had clips of MLK's I Have a Dream speech in the background of this video. And this was supposed to be like twerk activism, and I don't know. Okay, I originally didn't hear about this story or hadn't seen the video. I first heard about it like a couple weeks ago when an article popped up on my phone about this situation and how people were seeing the Twerk on Washington video as controversial. And as soon as I saw the video, it left a bad taste in my mouth. And that's not because I don't believe that black women shouldn't be able to twerk, but why would the Black Lives Matter movement post a video of a black woman twerking on Washington in the name of Black Lives Matter, in the name of Dr. Martin Luther King? If you watched my video on why Dr. Martin Luther King wouldn't be pleased, where I break down the Boondocks episode he was in, I feel like this is the same thing. Martin Luther King would not be wanting anyone to be twerking in his name if he were still alive today. Like, I feel like Martin Luther King would not be pleased with that. And I really feel like this is why people don't take the Black community seriously, because we do stuff like this. Like, to me, this is a joke. And I'm going to read what Black Lives Matter said in the caption and the reason why they posted this in their purpose. So they said, Twerk on Washington is a declaration of freedom and healing, advocating for the decolonization of oversexualizing Black women's bodies to reclaim an ancient sacred dances of liberation and wellness. Sampling the I Have a Dream by the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., delivered during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, the shame of traditional African practices is not ours. Trauma is kept in the body. Shake it off. I get where they were trying to go here, but it does not sit right with me, and I do not agree with this. And this is the reason why I don't follow Black Lives Matter, and that's why I didn't know about this. First, I heard about it with the article popping up on my phone, and then Chrissy recently did a video about it as well. And y'all should definitely check out Chrissy's channel because she makes a lot of good videos. It's just like, it's so distasteful for me. And it's like, y'all wanted to pay homage to the African dances and like reclaim that, but like, this video wasn't educational at all to me. It took me to do my own research about African dances to learn about the twerking and like what they were talking about. Why couldn't y'all have just had the Black woman, instead of twerking, but actually doing the traditional African dances with the traditional African music on Washington, and then explaining like, okay, these are our dances, this is where twerking came from. And honestly, even if they would have did it like that, I don't even know if I would have liked it or not either. But y'all could have put it in a way better way that was a lot more educational. And like, for me, like, I understand the intersection of art and activism, because that's what aesthetics is all about, combining different types of art and activism and putting it together to empower and educate Black people and other marginalized groups. That's what aesthetics is all about. So of course I understand like activism, but like this twerk activism, I am not here for it. I'm just gonna read like some parts of the article that I found interesting. It's from the Los Angeles Times, and I thought it was a good article explaining like the controversy about it and also seeing like both sides of the situation. Part of this article says the roots of the movement show a strong resemblance to West African traditional dances like Mapuka, I can't pronounce that, described as la danse du fusier, or the dance of the behind in the Ivory Coast. Now, I personally looked up this dance and I wanted to see what it looked like. And it's like, it does resemble twerking very closely, but it's like y'all could have included that. Like, I got this in the article. I didn't get this from the caption in the BLM Instagram account. Y'all didn't educate me in any type of way. Y'all didn't serve the purpose or accomplish the goal that y'all said that y'all was trying to do. And plus, even if you are trying to desexualize the Black woman's body and show that twerking isn't a sexual thing, but show that it's actually from traditional African dances, then doing more twerking is not going to solve that. Doing less twerking is not going to solve that either. But it's like, this didn't accomplish anything at all. It didn't. It really didn't. It didn't do anything for me. And I feel like it didn't do anything for a lot of people. If a white person sees this, they're not gonna, it's not gonna educate them in any type of way and be like, oh, twerking isn't sexual, it's actually from African traditional dances. Like, no, this post wasn't educational at all. It wasn't activism at all, in my opinion. The article also says, because the dance involves a Black woman's behind, it's often immediately interpreted as sexual or a declaration of hypersexuality. But twerking is also a form of self-expression, joy, pleasure, and freedom. That's what I was just saying earlier with Chloe. Twerking, owning your body, expressing yourself, it's a form of self-expression. It is. But to do it in the name of Black Lives Matter makes it look like a joke. There's a difference between the Chloe situation and this Twerk on Washington. Chloe is just a 22-year-old girl living her life, black woman living her life, trying to express herself. This situation is trying to put twerking and activism together in the name of Martin Luther King Jr. It don't go together. To me, it just don't go together. And it might seem like I'm contradicting myself by saying like, oh, black women should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies. But it's not even, I don't have a problem with her twerking. I have a problem with the woman twerking in the name of Black Lives Matter. Okay? Because it's just like I keep saying, this is why people don't take us seriously and why people view the black community as a joke. Like twerking, when you think of twerking, or if you tell people about twerking, anyone, it doesn't matter what race they are, they're immediately going to think about music videos, hip hop, because that's what we've associated, that's what black culture has associated twerking with. We haven't associated it with African traditional dances. We haven't done that. So just by doing this video, it's not going to make people think otherwise. Like, I feel like Black Lives Matter really needed a different approach for this. And like I said earlier, this is the reason why I don't follow Black Lives Matter, because of stuff like this. Like, I honestly don't really know what Black Lives Matter is doing for the black community. And I know that they got so much money, you know, this past year. Because, like, when people were trying to figure out, like, where to donate with all the protests and stuff, you know, people were urging others to put their money where their mouth is. I know a lot of donations with the Black Lives Matter, but our communities are still in shambles. So I don't know where a lot of that money went. Probably went to white folks, or went to Joe Biden and his presidential election and stuff like that. Because in another video, Troy's TV, like, he talked about this and went into a lot more depth about the Black Lives Matter movement and how they support like different campaigns and stuff like that. When you donate to them, some of that money goes to there. So I'll also link that video in the description box, because that video also really changed my perspective on Black Lives Matter and the whole organization.
Okay, real quick, Natalia from the future here editing. But have y'all ever realized that the BLM Foundation was founded by 3 black women, yet we don't see these funds go to black women at all, and the movement is still largely based around black men? Okay, back to the video.
When you combine the twerking and the activism, it's not doing anything for me. But that's me personally. And everybody might not have that opinion, but I just want to know what it did for you, okay? Because just seeing someone twerk and then having a speech by Martin Luther King or Malcolm X in the background, does that do anything for you? Does that push you to be an activist? Does that do anything for the black community? Because I'm just confused. But I think I'm gonna stop rambling, because it's making me upset. It's making me and my girls upset. Okay, and I know people might not agree with me, and I am open for a discussion. I'm just here speaking what I think, in my opinion. Okay, this is just my opinion. It's not to be taken as facts. So everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You can leave it in the comment section below if you like. But in all, black women should be able to express themselves in the way that they want to. They should be able to twerk online, offline, express themselves however they want. But Black Lives Matter didn't do anything for me with twerking and activism on Washington. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Please leave your comments below if you have any thoughts about these 2 topics, and let me know what you think. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.